Michael McGarrahan.
Yo, it's Brendan Mascherino.
Yo, Cam Crawford here.
And yo, it's Mason Coburn.
Yo.
And this
Hey,
is the
Mason.
first official episode with Mason as a member of the cast.
That's
Very exciting.
So excited. This is
Savage.
And we got a cooking episode to say the least. So let's start off with some story time.
Oh yeah.
Would anyone like to share a crazy story that's occurred?
I think I have a pretty crazy story, if you will.
Oh, say
you
less.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to hear this story?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hear it.
You can
Okay.
consider it heard.
So this takes place in the future, actually, this coming fall.
Yeah.
Michael McGarrahan and Brendan Mascherino will take on the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yo.
Oh yeah.
That's baby.
Okay,
Wow.
congrats.
There you go.
Okay, on the cast, beautiful.
There we go.
Wait, so do we gotta upload this episode like?
We'll do it
first
like
so
that.
that-
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it soon. Yeah.
Oh, guys, that's awesome.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so tough.
There you
Got
go.
it, you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I gotta fly down and peep you guys when you're there.
Please come. Please come. And we'll drive down. We'll drive up to you, Move. Like and you.
Yeah,
Amazing.
come.
And
come
Cam. We'll
see
stop
me.
by Cam. Yeah.
Hell
All right, just stop by. Like, I'm just a side.
Wait,
trip.
that's awesome though.
Yeah.
Savannah
Yeah.
College of. That's beautiful. Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you,
guys.
boys. It was
Yo,
it's so hard.
The
not to tell
Eminem
you
is
guys.
staying together.
Yeah.
That's so
Think
beautiful.
Eminem is gonna keep cooking out these quality productions. Like,
Yo, man.
Yo.
Yeah, shout out to Brendan for like handcrafting this thing. Like he uses teeth to cut
Oh,
out the
that's-
letters, bro.
I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's-
I'm excited for you
dedication.
guys.
Yeah, there you go.
that's
Congratulations.
big.
You guys are the
Oh,
only people. You guys are the only people that know besides our families and Steven and Aiden.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you're telling me your family's heard before us?
Listen. the only-
Sorry.
I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A wise man once said, as long as Mima keeps the gas money rolling, I'm going to keep them wheels spinning.
Yeah. And Cam, care to reiterate, if I can go exact grill critics on the side of a sunny side up and down, you can make it across that driveway. No, what is it?
We can tell that story after.
Yeah, we'll talk about. All right.
Oh, that was my story.
Yeah, that was a story.
Well, that was a pretty epic story. Yeah.
It was an epic one.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
All right. So, I guess as Mike kind of segued into the next story, as some of the listeners know, Moo took a summer course at NYU this past summer. And, you know, me, Brendan, and Mike went up to peep him for a day. Mason, I'm sorry you missed that one, but this summer about to hit different. Anyway,
Oh, this summer gonna hit
This is
so
so
different. If we're released from the
Big
Prison.
pound,
pound.
so basically, you know how the Big Apple is. Lots of busyness, and let's just say when you're crossing the street in the Big Apple, if the walk sign says like 2 seconds left,
Yeah.
you're crossing the street.
Yeah.
And
Dude, what are you talking
one time,
you gotta
I
be
think it was like-
post 2 seconds.
Keep going.
I think it was like 0 seconds or like stop,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
me,
yeah.
Brendan, and Mike,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there was this like older guy who's like maybe 50 years old, like running past us in the same direction. And then Michael had this like fantasy thought that like as we passed him, he'd be like, "Way to go, boys! Keep up the good work." And then like, you know, it kind of evolved
What?
from there to
Yeah.
the point where like we had this extravagant thought where we'd be running past him, you know, 0 seconds left on the clock, and he stops with whoosh, whoosh, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm proud of you boys. If my great uncle Bill Michael, you say it.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
If my great uncle Buffalo Bill can fry an egg on an Arizona sidewalk in the middle of the day, then I'm damn proud of you boys for crossing this street."
Yeah, I was like, no, yeah. No, but I also imagine him like,
It's all in your imagination. Let me get this straight. This entire story.
No. The first, all of it is. Oh my gosh, just
The
the
guy literally
pancakes.
just
Yeah.
ran past us, and then they took it to like.
But I also imagine him like running and like using his momentum, like grabbing hold and like swinging us across. Like,
Yeah,
like he's
like
coming this way, like
flipping us.
yeah, like that. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think that's
So
how
what-
physics works.
When did you boys make the call for SCAD?
Like 2-3 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Maybe
you go.
2 days ago. 2
Yeah.
3 days. Yeah, something.
I mean,
like that.
I like officially like paid yesterday, but like I knew I was going like 2 days ago.
Yo.
Okay, so you've been
And-
keeping it
Dog
on the down
season.
low.
Yeah, keeping it.
Yeah.
And do you like our little fibbing in the beginning, talking about schools and money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah,
fooled me.
it was some good fibbing.
No,
Good
when you-
fibbery, if you will.
When you guys said that, I was like,
Fibonacci method.
I was hoping you didn't see the shirt, but I was just like, they didn't see
Yeah.
it. And then,
Wow.
and then Mason's like, "Yo, is that shirt saying something?" I was like, "Shit."
Also, I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I just went and changed my shirt.
Guys,
We've been bamboozled, guys. This
Yep.
is-
Prove
we have
my-
been big boozled.
to prove my excitement and happiness for you, I'd like to do a little serenade for you guys.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, Brendan and Mike, congrats on your college. Yeah, congrats.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh
That's
man,
so
thank you.
good.
Man.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
Thank you, Cam. Sincerely.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Appreciate it.
We'll make sure to pull up for that SCAD Film Festival.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
you guys
back.
better roll up
You guys will get
or roll
tickets.
down. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Even though, like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Oh,
all the
man,
like regular
that's
passes
too
are already like
hype.
sold out, so I don't know.
It's
Wait, so
crazy.
we can't go?
No, I'm kidding. I'm sure you can.
We'll sneak you guys in.
Yeah, we'll sneak in.
Yeah,
What is
we'll
it?
hide in the tripod bag.
It's in. I think it's early. It's in like October.
Yo,
I'm
for
down.
my student ID, I don't know if this is even legal, but I put this picture in.
Yo,
Dude, I gotta.
Wow.
I have a funny story about the ID thing.
Oh, please
So-
share.
Aiden Bova, he has this black magic camera, and he was like, oh, they asked me for an ID picture, and I can't be giving him no, 240p picture. Like, I sent in a full 4.6K cinema camera footage, and then when he went to select it, like the crop area was like a 20th of the picture. Like, yeah, so that's the way to do it, guys. Shoot your
That's
ID
so-
photos on the
That's
biggest
so funny.
possible camera.
dude.
Yeah.
These whoever makes ID photos, let's just say, I think they need a cut in their payroll because look at this.
Oh my God!
Can't.
Look
They
at the
deep
stretch
fried
on
you.
that.
They deep
Dude,
fried
wait, hold
you.
that close. Hold that a little closer.
Yeah, we gotta get it.
I gotta go. I gotta isolate Cam real quick. Boom.
The exposure on this is
That's worse than driver's license. Dude, are you even alive in that film?
yeah. Like, how can you
my
even tell it's me?
Gosh, man.
Bruh, I gotta find a way if I can redo my NYU ID photo because
Oh, no.
for the summer program, we had to take one. But I went on my account with the email from when I got accepted, and the same ID photos there. And I took like 2 seconds because it was like due in one day when the summer program was rolling around. So I'm like, oh shit. So I took this whack ass photo of me without my glasses on. Like,
Hey, don't you have like a white shirt on, Moo, or something? Or no, am I wrong?
it is bad, man. Like,
Oh.
there's no light on my face.
Yeah.
It's like this sunken void. And I
They-
gotta find a way to get rid of that shit.
Oh, I
Moo,
was
the
like, where did
question
Michael go?
Is it worse than the one in Ex Machina when he opens the door?
Oh.
And
Ooh, that's a good transition, but
Bro,
we're not
it's-
going there yet. No,
Not
I'm just
yet,
kidding.
not there yet, we're not there yet.
It might be worse than that one, to be honest.
Wow.
Apple ID cards, though, I don't know. I'm a fan. Like, the plastic ones kind of get worn down. Like, I'm just saying.
Mm.
We should adopt that.
You know what else we should adopt? Actually, this is a horrible segue, but Fortnite.
Oh.
Say
All
no.
right.
I thought you were saying like,
Say less.
adopt a child who likes Fortnite or something. But no.
Hey, I like Fortnite. You got a problem with that?
Nah. No.
Speaking of Fortnite, I've actually been grinding on the mobile version because I found out you can connect your controller to that shit. So I've been
Really?
cooking
Yeah.
all these fools on the mobile. It's so fun.
That's awesome.
Get dubs all day on the mobile version.
Wow.
Highly recommend it. Actually, I don't recommend it because then more people have controllers on the phone and then
You should
ruins the
you
curve.
could use your controller on your phone and then screencast it on like your Apple TV and just wreck them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big screen.
it's good fun on the mobile, but we were going to talk about that epic Travis Scott Fortnite concert. Mason, would you like to fill our audience in on this?
Yeah, I mean, I did not witness it. I had it sent secondhand to me, but basically all I know is Fortnite has been hosting these events, and there was this Travis Scott live concert with huge 3D animated Travis Scott, all these crazy environments, atmospheres, all these textures, particle effects. It's crazy. And, you know, you got people flying around, going underwater, going in space.
Wow.
And it was this uniting event for the Fortnite community. I'm not a part of it, but I can recognize, you know, this is crazy. So
That's wild.
Is it
Yeah.
like a Minecraft server but for Fortnite?
yeah, I don't know how many people were involved, but like
It was insanity. Shit was crazy.
But you
Mega Travis Scott was going like, yo, I'm like, damn, cut. It was insane.
Wait, what do you mean it was like a live concert? Was it like him as a Fortnite character, but they like dubbed over like the song?
So it was, well, he actually dropped a new song too, but like, it was like, yeah, there it is.
What the heck?
On Fortnite, it was as if he was doing like a concert, but they utilized the ability to go crazy with the in-game animations, and so he was performing, but it was a concert to the entire Fortnite community. So a bunch of people just got online and he just blasted all these songs through Fortnite with these crazy visuals.
That's crazy.
It was kind of
it's
sick.
like this huge figure like standing above everyone else. So it was like everyone could see it from every angle. It's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think it's a very neat concept. I mean, obviously you can't top the experience of going to an actual concert, but to utilize the video game medium to bring some viewers that epic experience, I think that's kind of dope.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they would, you know, do it now, obviously, because like, you know, when are most people going to be on? I feel like
That's
it's,
so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool stuff.
That's a
Yeah.
fantastic.
I want to go watch. Are you saying like you can find it on YouTube then?
You can find some clips of it, yeah.
Wow.
And it was live, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I guess
It
what
was
they played,
crazy.
but they played the record, like the tracks from the records, I guess, or whatever. Like it wasn't like him actually like
No,
live
yeah.
recording
They
it.
had their own mix
Obviously.
stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's like how in concerts they'll mix up in different ways. So
Yeah.
it's not just like throwing the it's not like throwing the album on in the background of Fortnite and just having a performance.
Yeah.
It was like a concert mix.
Oh shoot! Oh wait, okay, that's like that completely exceeds my.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
see
awesome. All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Insane.
Damn that.
But yeah, I dig that. I dig the idea of using technology in that way.
That's really cool.
I think there's
No
some
doubt.
cool benefits to it. And if some other artists are trying to do this crazy shit, I'm there.
Oh yeah.
That's such a good marketing like strategy. Just like getting all of those people.
Oh
Well,
yeah, a bunch of people who don't even care about Fortnite probably downloaded the game just to witness that.
Yep.
Travis Scott fans, yeah.
I
Also-
swore off Fortnite long ago, but like I was impressed. Very cool.
Oh shit! What happened? Why did you swear off?
You just know how addicting
He
it gets.
swear.
Last summer, it was just way too much. The hours were just stacking up, and
Oh shit!
It's
I
getting
remember back in the day when me, you, Bova, and Kyle had that one creative mode game.
Oh shoot!
oh yeah, dude. I mean,
Wait, Minecraft?
but
Yeah, that was before I met those other boys face to face.
That's
You met him on
true.
Minecraft first?
Nah, Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that shit was fun.
All right, so I know what you guys are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, why has Cam been so quiet on Letterboxd lately? And
Yes.
I'll explain. So, all right, I don't have any good excuse. I'll just say this: if you haven't seen The Sopranos on Amazon Prime, that show is addicting and it's good.
Okay.
So that's how I'll
Mhm.
justify my
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a
My
fair
lack.
point. Totally okay. The
Oh yeah,
show-
no, like
Gotta
there was a
make
day
that-
or two. There was a day or two where I didn't log because I was watching True Detective this quarantine season.
A day or two, only a day or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, True Detective was only what, like 8.5 hours. I was able to
Oh,
grind that out in 2 days.
yeah.
Moo, have you watched Chernobyl yet?
Not yet. No, my HBO expired by the time I got there because I watched True Detective first.
You gotta peep it.
I do gotta peep it. It
Really
looks
good.
good. And also, McGarrahan and Mascherino, what they say, silent on Letterboxd. There's
Oh,
a
yes,
definition
dude.
for that.
Bro,
Listen,
I'm
listen.
sorry.
We have put out
haven't
like
gone on.
10 videos this week.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I literally have not. I gotta get the app out of like a page that says stuff, bro. It's in a fourth that says
Yeah.
stuff. Like, why is that? I gotta get it back. It's not even freaking. It's offloaded. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So I don't know why I have not been on it much, but I
Shit.
want to. I'm
true
sorry.
fans-
I'm
the-
sorry, man. I'm
The
sorry.
true fans know the reason that we haven't been peeping Letterboxd in
Yeah,
a
because
while.
we've been doing AP German homework. That's why.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
Shit.
yeah,
but yeah.
senior year so.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, but
Nah,
actually, I
Loki-
gotta get back on though. I am silent.
I see Brendan browsing around on Letterboxd, like liking some stuff, posting some stuff. Like,
Yeah. Because
I'm not trying to flex. No, go ahead.
I like sometimes after movies I'll forget to like log them, and then I'll be like shit, and then I'll go back and look for them, and then it'll just be like a random day. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go on Letterboxd, and then I see the movie. I'm like, oh, should probably rate that.
No, like
But I'm always intimidated of like leaving reviews because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna say something stupid and people are just gonna roast me for it. But
Bruh, you should see some of my reviews. Dude, I just throw the first thing that comes to mind and just post it whenever I watch a movie now. Just so I have an eye picks. I stopped doing ratings. Because
yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I some of these movies I can't assign a numerical score. I either
Yeah.
like them or I don't, and I'm just gonna put my quick thoughts on and just like hype up the ones I really liked, so I'll go back to them.
it's like
yeah.
I wish there was like a 2-star rating almost. It's like either you like it or you don't.
I mean, you
like
can press the like button.
Yeah, that's true. It's
on
just
the-
You want
It's like-
fewer stars, Brendan? I want more stars, dude. What do you-
yeah, the
I
10
know.
stars
or
system.
maybe moo stars, more stars.
Yeah, like, because I don't know. My thing is like between 3 and 4 feels huge to me. Like a 3,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, I feel bad assigning a 3, whereas a 3.5, I feel so much stuff goes into the 3.5 and 4 that it's like I wish
Yeah.
there were more divisions in there.
Yeah.
I wish it was like out of 10 and you could do half still, because 5 stars is just not a lot, as you said.
Technically 20
Yeah.
stars.
And never forget
Yeah.
those freaking reviewers that used to do shit out of 4 stars, like Roger Ebert. Love his reviews, but god damn, out of 4 stars, get out of here.
Yeah, what is that? Like what is the
like
reasoning behind that?
Yeah, just rate a movie like a normal person.
But
I
yeah,
do-
no,
I do
I
feel
haven't
that.
given a rating in a while. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I feel that way though. Like I watched that Apes movie. We had to watch that
Outbreak.
movie.
Oh, I
Outbreak.
thought you were talking about like the Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah, I was like,
Hate, like chimp movie.
No, for AP Environmental Science, and then
APs, no problem.
I watched it and I was like, dang, this is pretty good, but I had no idea how to rate it. I was like, I'm just gonna hit it with like a 3.5 and
Mhm.
call it a day. But it had Mans from The Graduate in it. I was like, yo, the cast. is
Yo,
gonna be
Dustin
stacked.
Hoffman.
Yeah. I was like,
Didn't it have was Matt Damon in that one?
no.
I watched a
Hmm.
movie for apes that had Matt Damon last year, but I forget what.
The cast.
Oh,
is
Contagion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
Contagion. Dude, the freaking like rental sales for Contagion shot up so much after
Really?
this virus.
yeah.
Wow,
ridiculous.
that's awesome.
Everyone in the gram, I want to watch Contagion. All of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, it was a fine movie.
Oh, Morgan Freeman's in it.
dang.
Kevin Spacey.
Ooh, no, but
Yeah, I
he's
don't
a
want to
great
talk about
actor.
it.
But
I think he's a great actor. Just terrible.
American
exactly.
Beauty, baby.
Yeah.
but
Great movie.
Oh, yeah, I
Dude,
finally
American
got
Beauty
around
is
to
so
watching
good.
The Godfather.
Oh, nice. Man.
Oh, beautiful!
Finally. So good.
It's
We gotta
so
eat.
good. I actually rewatched it this week too.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It's good stuff.
We gotta have that pasta party, man.
Yeah, gotta do that
Pasta night.
Godfather pasta night.
Yeah.
Dude, I think
Yeah.
Goodfellas is more fitting for pasta night.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Goodfellas,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
matches with pasta night.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of pasta, A24 is doing some stuff lately.
Wait, where's this? Where's the
Yeah, where's the
Smooth.
Are they giving away pasta?
pasta A24?
Nah, it's
Wait.
because pasta is A quality.
Beautiful, beautiful.
There are
All right,
24 different grains that go into.
Who would like to
Oh,
introduce this A24 auction?
I'm not really too informed about it, but let's ask Merch
You sent it
Man.
to me, Brendan.
No.
Yeah.
I just saw that they were like auctioning off like entire like screenplays of like movies. And I was like, wait, what the heck is this? So I clicked on it. They were selling like Ex Machina hardcover for like
Oh, those are the hardcover screenplays.
All right. First of all,
Get it on.
those are these. This is.
Yo! Wow.
Aiden actually has the Ex Machina and the Witch ones, but yeah, they're like screenplay books, and they have like the full script, and then they have like frames and stuff in there,
bro.
and like essays and other relevant stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's
But
kind of tough.
then the auction.
Wow.
So in these Corona times, A24 decided to set up this website where they would auction off certain props, items, set items from
Whoa.
films. So first up, they have this collection where they have the hoodie from Euphoria, which is up to like 6,000 on it right now, I think the bid. And then a few doormats from Hereditary, which are up to like 5,000 or so.
Wow.
And then a whole like 8th grade, like a cardboard box from 8th grade. They have all this stuff. And then later on, they're doing Midsommar, the flower dress.
Wow.
That's crazy.
The
That
mallet
shit's gonna
and
go
all
so
stuff.
much.
Crazy. And so my question for you guys is, you can pull up the website so you know what's on there, but my question is, what item would you want most, and how much would you pay for it?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely a
.com.
Furby from
Yes, I have those.
Uncut Gems for. I'd probably only pay like if I had the money. First of all,
this is in the hypothetical.
yeah, hypothetically, I would pay like 3,000 for it.
Okay.
Is it real gold?
Dude, it's gotta be.
Are you sure though?
Gold plated.
Are you sure about that?
I'm
Oh.
very hopeful.
I want that Machina screenplay
Hold
so
up.
bad.
Wait, there's Lighthouse stuff. Holy
Dude,
crap.
they're literally the light. Like
Yeah,
the
I see it
crystal.
right. Dude.
I'm
Holy
gonna go with the
crap.
Lighthouse one, man.
I was gonna say I might have to get
Actually,
that.
what am I talking about? The Midsommar dress shit is insanity.
I'm getting this, man. I literally would get this right away. The freaking
How
light.
much would you give for that light?
Oh, how much is it? I don't know how much it is now.
It's not open yet, so we don't know.
Oh, it's not open.
Dude. The
And
Midsommar shit.
the thing is, all of the proceeds are actually going to different New York charities. So
Yeah.
it's good.
I would get the Celtics jersey from
K-
GM.
Oh yeah.
KG.
Dang, Maraschino.
Wow. Wait,
Gotta throw
how
down some dunks.
how big is
I'm
this?
just kidding.
How big is the light? Am I stupid? Like then like what?
Dude, I
Because
mean,
is it like
Don't
the
make me answer
They
that,
shipped
Michael.
the lighthouse
like,
to you.
is it like this thing or is it like a like if they use like a set like a little like kind of stop motion kind of thing? Like I don't even know the.
Nah, I want that.
Oh yeah, look at
The
that.
mermaid shit. The
Wow.
Midsommar one, that shit is crazy.
That's gonna
Just
go
to think
for so
what you
Yeah.
could do with that bear mask and flower dress shit.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
crazy
Wait,
stuff.
it's got the bear. Oh, the
Yeah,
bear
yeah.
mask is next level, dude. Oh my.
I feel like Oprah's gonna buy like the fucking the Midsommar dress. She's gonna wear it.
Wow.
She just seems like the kind of person that would buy it. I don't know why.
Nah, but
Oprah Winfrey.
I'd probably if I had the money, $2K for that.
I was gonna say like 2,000 for the light. Yeah.
Oh wait, if you click on it, they're selling 10 items. They got the flower basket, the axe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Midsommar
And
one's
that's only some of
loaded.
yeah, it says 10 items, so I don't know.
Also, I realized for Midsummer, one of the friends, I forget his name. He's kind of like the nerdy guy. He's in Bandersnatch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
The
who?
Will
What's his
Poulter.
name?
Will Poulter.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh gosh, Bandersnatch. The more I think about it, see, that's why I don't do ratings anymore. Because I initially gave that like a 7 out of 10, a 3.5 out of 5. But the more I think about it, the more I remember how insufferable that experience was to me. Like it was a very cool concept and all, but holy shit! By the ending, when it kept on redirecting me, I was getting so frustrated. I'm like, bruh, this ain't that good climax frustration. This is that get me the fuck out of this movie.
Yeah. Yo,
Bro,
So,
why is Zendaya Rogers?
so dramatic.
Cam, when you just come into the
yeah, dude, you just appear.
But I think the auction is like it's a brilliant move to say the least.
It really is.
In general, the A24, the way they've been handling their merch has been like ridiculously smart from a business standpoint.
It's too expensive, dude. The merch is too expensive.
How much was that?
It's
If you don't mind
so
sharing, how much was
expensive.
that hoodie and the hat?
This was $75.
Wow.
But like,
It looks really good.
this is like one of the few things I spend money on, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
It's not. Yeah.
acceptable.
fat.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
Mason, you got were you one of the people that were able to get the A24 Midsommar flower shirt? You were one of them, right?
You know it.
Yeah, I remember you rocked that to the Pain and Glory screening.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was insanity. But A24 is like they do that limited stock style of sale where you got to get on that shit fast on some of those items.
I know, dude. It's oof.
That's really cool though.
Yeah,
But
that's a
it
neat
does
concept.
Unique.
show how big of their fan base is, and
Yeah. Like they can.
when we get to Ex Machina, I'll talk more about how much I love the whole idea of A24 and how great they are.
I mean,
Nice.
I mean, we could just start
Try-
now.
I was gonna
Yeah.
No time like the present.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna let Brendan introduce this movie.
oh shit. Cuh.
Mr. College Man.
Alright,
Man.
let me pull up some stats real quick.
Oh shit! He got the stats. He got the spreadsheet today.
That probability and statistics.
Yo, wait. First, let me talk about this real quick. Supposedly, Mrs. McMichael said she's going to be delivering a
Name and address withheld. No.
Wait, what's up?
No, it's fine. What time is it?
The
31.
lady is delivering.
Name and address withheld is delivering a statistics award to a senior. So Moo, and she said she's going to the person's house to deliver it. And I think like most teachers that are giving out senior awards are doing that. So It should be pretty
Shoot.
sick.
Who's
I'm
getting
trying
the
to.
stat award?
I'm trying to cop that stat award.
Yeah.
Do you think that I wonder what it's based on? Maybe just grades and like the class and
I have no clue what. Who knows? Then the stat award would be kind of big for my trophy collection.
yeah.
That's all.
So diving into the movie, last week's recommendation, or I don't know what order this is gonna fall in, but
Yeah.
The recommendation.
Yeah.
2014 A24's sci-fi thriller, directed by Alex Garland, Ex Machina. Personally, one of my top 3 movies of all time, and I just cannot stop watching this movie. I love it so much. Also, the first Blu-ray that I've ever purchased.
Yo, he got the Blu-ray. Beautiful. He did it.
So
Oh, welcome to the Blu-ray club.
I was like, I think I was with Michael. We were in.
Yeah.
I think I was with Cam too. I think we were going to see a movie in King of Prussia, maybe. And
Oh wait, you bought it there?
I think I did.
I think we were in. I'm pretty sure we were just in Best Buy in like Downingtown.
Oh
it was
yeah.
like Christmas time, and then Moo, you were filling us in on the deals. I went. I think.
Oh,
I think I got
shoot,
like
during Black Friday?
Late. Yeah, Black Friday. I think I got hate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then
When I
was
called you and I'm like, "Yo, pick
Yeah.
me up The Shining," because I was in
Yeah,
India.
exactly. Shining 4K. Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what's going to be the first Blu-ray that I ever buy? And then I saw Machina. I was like, bruh, I'm getting it. I have to.
Beautiful.
Just too good to
It
not.
was like $4, right? Well, it was like $5. Like it's
It
like
was
the
so
cheapest
cheap.
stuff. Yeah.
It was so cheap. I think we went on Black Friday. Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. What do you guys
So
think?
what y'all
yeah.
think
Oh,
of the
yeah.
movie?
Brendan, you go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there that it looks absolutely beautiful. And I love Oscar Isaac's acting in it. I don't. Yeah, I think he just did a fantastic job. Especially, I actually watched Machina first, and then watched what's that?
Llewyn Davis.
Yeah, I watched Llewyn Davis after, and I thought both of his performances were just outstanding. And it blew my mind how contrasting in his roles were, and how he can just flip that switch and act as such an outgoing person, and then be like an introvert in Llewyn Davis. So I love every single part of this movie. Yeah, that's all I got right now.
Very cool.
Nice,
Very
man.
cool. Would anyone else like to go?
Oh,
Gotta say, on rewatch, definitely benefits. This is only my second time seeing it, but getting to see the, deception develop over the course, and like having the perspective of having seen it, definitely worth a rewatch. And I really appreciate how you get a lot of the nuance the second time, whereas it passes you by the first.
For sure. I like this movie. I think it's a good movie. Brendan, don't kill me. I don't love this movie. I don't think it's like a top tier A24 or a top tier sci-fi. But there's a lot I really love about it. For one, I think that whole tension between the two characters is great. They do a really good job of building that tension between them. And Oscar Isaac, as you said, amazing in the movie. Alicia Vikander is also really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the lead performance at all. Though I love Domhnall Gleeson in other movies, I think his performance was almost bad. And then I like a lot of the cinematography. I think it looks pretty good for the most part. I think some of the times where they chose to switch to handheld, I was not on board with, but it's a good movie. I think the biggest issue for me was that because it's partially my fault, because the movie was so hyped to me when I first saw it back in the day. Everyone's like, dude, this is a sci-fi masterpiece for the ages. This is like, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm kind of hyped.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, I'm like, no, it's a good movie, but I wouldn't call it like a sci-fi masterpiece. But I can see why people like it that much. It's just, personally, it didn't hit like that for me.
I guess like these days, sci-fi, personally, this is how I feel at least. sci-fi is going down this like path of AI and the newer technology that people are thinking of today, and it's not
Mhm.
so much like space and
There's a lot about operating systems and like just the whole like it's very relevant to like search in this movie specifically search engines and just like it takes what
technology
we
being
have
above
now.
man.
Yeah, it just takes what we have now and just like elevates it so it's like this thing where you can see this happening, but it's also not like this crazy grand sci-fi epic where it's like you can't see that happening unless it's in the movies.
I think that's why am so attracted to it, because I'm like really interested in AI and all of like
Hmm.
how technology is evolving. And I watched, I guess like a little director's commentary of this movie, sort of. It was like a mini doc almost about, and like
Like a
Alex Garland.
featurette.
Yeah, he was in it and he was talking about it, and he said he was so intrigued by AI and he really wanted to just make something about it.
Hmm.
So he started studying it and learning all there is about it. And then he actually like had questions answered in his research, like about like if it could be like at that level that is portrayed in the movie, and being like able to overcome and outsmart a human and interact with a human. So he answered a lot of his questions that he had before he made the film. And I thought that was so inspiring, because it's brave to go into making a movie on a topic that you're not very informed of. And I thought that was really cool of him to be able to take that leap of faith into doing that.
Yeah. Croft, McGarrahan, what do you guys think of this film?
So for me, I really like this film. I watched it for the first time maybe about a year ago. It gives me a lot of David Fincher vibes, which is always a good thing to me. Mill, I really agree with you. Oscar Isaac, amazing performance. The robot, amazing performance. But the lead guy, Nathan something, his performance leaves a bit to be desired. Uh, but the shots in this movie are beautiful, as to be expected with an A24 film. And this movie is neat to me just because after the movie, it leaves me thinking a lot about AI, and it's very thought provoking, which,
Hmm.
you know, I don't get with every movie. Some I do, but especially about technology and like the future, that kind of thing it's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Cam, I have to agree with you a lot. Like, it made me think a bunch, and especially the idea of like just humanity and stuff like that. Especially like the scene where he's like cutting his arm. Like I was talking to him about that. Like it's scarring stuff to see that. But it's like it's almost like you're watching that. It's like you understand like why he would be doing that. Maybe it's like wow, like it's a kind of a big question. But I feel I like the movie. I like the movie a lot. I wouldn't say it's like necessarily like my favorite like sci-fi movie, but I definitely do like the kind of simple style, how it just takes place in that like one kind of like that like one location, multiple rooms and such.
Yeah.
And I love that like you were saying with that constant like conflict, and how it's like it starts out like kind of friendly, but then like the tension just goes crazy. And I really like I know like there felt like there were a lot of kind of twists and turns to me that like I wasn't expecting, that I liked a lot, like especially like towards the end. Spoilers, I'm sorry, you got to know this by now.
You guys know by now. We spoiled the shit out of these movies.
Of course, but like especially towards the end when he's kind of developing that plan, and like you think it's like not gonna work. Sorry, it's like he says like I heard you, but then it's like, oh, I already like disabled the locks. Like that kind of stuff I think is really cool. Like like watching as a viewer, I'm like, wow, like that's really neat. Like it might be cliche maybe to like you guys, but like so that was in my mind revealing like, holy crap, like that's really cool. Like what's gonna happen now? So I was definitely like very engaged. For some reason I don't totally buy the look of the robot girl though. Like I don't know why. For some reason, something about like watching her interact, it just I know that it's like it's very much. I was surprised how practical it is. Like
Yeah.
I was watching the behind the scenes and I was like, wait, this isn't CG stuff. Like, but for some reason I was still like kind of thrown off. Like I never really fully believed like. I guess that's the point, though, because they're not supposed to really know if it's like it's supposed to be so much like a human and a robot. I don't know, but yeah.
Garland had like this idea of the robot, I think, before he made it, and
Yeah.
like what was in his mind was like, I guess obviously like the cliche looking like I guess like iRobot style,
Yeah.
and I think he said something like along the lines of he wanted. If you notice that like mesh
yeah.
clothing that she
Frame,
wore,
like, yeah.
yeah, that like frame around her is almost like an exoskeleton. They had such a hard time of finding any fabric that like looked good, and they had to put like green mesh behind it so that they could like key it out and do like the VFX with that, which I thought looked so cool with the transparent like body, and it just makes me wonder how the heck they pulled that off. But yeah, they had to like I think make that fabric themselves, and they had someone actually make that for them, which is really neat.
The VFX is stunning in this movie.
Seriously, man. Oh,
it's incredible, and it's shocking because like this is a smaller budget movie than a lot of the movies out there that have like big VFX, but it won best visual effects at the Oscars, so you know that it had some talented ass people working on the visual effects if they're able to beat out. Mad Max Fury wrote in The Revenant for visual effects.
Yep.
Yeah, especially like with the fighting at the end too. I thought was like really believable with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
Knife,
like,
I was like, ooh.
That is some difficult ass. Oh, I can't even wrap my brain around how they were able to.
And even with
that.
like the skin kind of stuff too, I feel like because that looked to me like it looks pretty freaking good. Like I don't know, like that stuff I thought was pretty neat. Like it definitely seemed a little, it definitely seemed a little like unrealistic towards the end when she was like building her own body. I was like, I don't know, like it seems like the materials that were given, like it seems like so easy for her to just be so like such a human. But then I was like, I guess I don't know, but I thought it looked good. It looked cool, the way that the visual effects were done and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. I think before you start, Mason, I'm sorry I keep like cutting you off if you are itching to talk, but I got
stuff to say, but go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, I think Garland, before he casted Oscar Isaac, I don't think he was originally gonna have him play in the movie, but then because I think Oscar went out for one of the roles in like his previous films, but he didn't get it, and he's like, damn, I really want to work with this guy. So then he came back, and when he went out for I guess Ex Machina, then he decided to cast him, which was neat.
Going back to what Mike said about the twists, that was one of my favorite parts. You have 3 back-to-back. It's dealing with control a lot and who's in control. So first we think, oh, protagonist, he's got it under control, and then oh no, we flip it. Then Oscar Isaac, he put the camera in, he knew the whole time, he's in control. Then oh no, protagonist knew the whole time, he's back in control. But then oh, of course she had anticipated all of this, and this was the plan the whole time. And I don't know, that just like, you just realize the humans are just fucked. Like you're just, you can't compare. You've created something that is just so above you, and that was just really devastating. It's like they're just beyond them.
Yeah, and what a scene it is when that main character is trapped in like the glass. Like you can, I know he's like, I mean, I agree. Kind of I think I told Cam this when I watched like a year ago. Like I remember saying like I didn't really like his performance that much, but for some reason that scene, I remember when I watched the second time, I was like, I felt like claustrophobic, and like I felt defeat, like that same kind of defeat, like with the robot, like who's in control now. So I thought that was pretty cool, that part with the flip there, and now he was just like freaking broken, like he's screwed.
Yeah, I think the setups and payoffs in that section were pretty good. For me personally, I thought like the way that twists were delivered, like just through, it almost felt a bit camp to me when they're like, well, I was doing this, and like listing off their whole game plan essentially. I don't know, sometimes in movies when twists are delivered in like that game plan format, it's like, okay, whereas like you can have like the twist like shown in a more less direct way and more visually. But that's also a problem I have with the whole film on a whole. Like half the movie to me felt like them just explaining really cool sci-fi concepts.
Mm.
And I think that amount of dialogue would be fine to me if I cared about the main character more. Because
I agree.
with the movie like Climax, where it's all about the visual storytelling, then I'm not as worried about the characters being like A1. But if the characters are literally talking for 90% of this movie, I want there to be a really interesting dynamic between the characters. But for me, the lead character just felt like any ordinary guy.
I always like every time I watch it, I'm like, I totally agree with you, Moo, because I think, first of all, I think the movie's pretty short. And I think if maybe they added like 15 minutes on the front half of it and led up to him going to work at his computer, maybe something happening, maybe showing him entering that raffle to go see Oscar Isaac or whatever his name is in the movie, Nathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe if they showed that build up and maybe shown I think his parents died in like the car accident or whatever. Was that a lie? Was he just telling like
Oh no, I'm pretty sure his parents.
that was true. At first I thought it was a lie.
Yeah, no, Oscar Isaac used that information to like manipulate.
Yeah. So maybe it would have been cool if it like opened on the car crash happening and then his life leading up until he gets to go be with him and see this robot.
My thing about the first half is less about them not explaining much about the characters and more like this whole idea of like really selling that atmosphere. Because for some reason, I was comparing it with Arrival with that whole helicopter vibe. And I'm like, in Arrival, there's this awesome, super slow buildup when it's like droning over into this like void. And you're like, there's a sense of mystery and the tone is really strong. But this, it happens really fast, 2 minutes, and you're already in Oscar Isaac's, like literally 2 minutes. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. I wish there was like more of a build up into there. And then after that, I think it's pretty well paced. I mean, maybe some.
Oh, the pacing's fantastic.
I think it's like, it's good because it's fast paced through a lot of what's happening inside his house. But at the same time, it's like perfectly paced enough to understand and get a grasp of what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when I watched the first time, the same kind of thing you guys are saying, but I remember it being like, he's in the office and it was like the sound like cuts out, it's like boom, he's like in the place, and I was like, I literally like looked around, I was like, wait, what's going on? I was like, wait, how, like, it just actually like, did I just like start the movie like 10 minutes in? Like that's what I remember thinking. But yeah, I agree with you, Moo, how it's like, it's just like right in. I wish there was more of like an atmosphere kind of build up like that. And then Brendan, what you're saying too, like maybe the character, like especially like with the stuff, because he explains a lot of the stuff where he says like, oh, I use your Google searches and stuff, whatever, to make the person. But that would have been kind of cool maybe if instead they showed that in his like, perhaps even if it's like a scene opening with him in the office, and then like let us discover that. It's like, wait, wasn't he searching that earlier? And then why is she talking about that stuff? Like that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That whole thing though with the searching and like the mass data, like as we look back to like why it feels so relevant, like I don't know, that just the search engine basis and like privacy concerns were just, I don't know, that was really interesting.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the film. It's
I like when
go Brendan.
When they were talking, or when Oscar Isaac was talking about how he collected the data to make the AI, and he was saying like, oh, I just like tapped in because his company Blue Book or whatever the heck it's called. He's like, oh, we just tapped into all of the internet search engines and cellular users and just took the data from people's faces and their expressions and programmed them. And I was like, dang, that's like pretty scary.
Yeah. It's crazy. I remember like that kind of scene when he was like talking about that. I remember feeling, it feels like all of a sudden the whole operation, it already seemed kind of sketchy with his character, but then it definitely feels more like, bro, like it's like kind of illegal what's going on, like a lot, even though it's like controlled. It's like, I remember like feeling that kind of like, whoa, like,
because at first you feel that he's like this god almost, and it's like, okay, and now they're saying like he's committing these illegal acts, I guess. And also, I thought it was funny how he said, let me just take the data from all these companies because they won't snitch on me because they know they're in the wrong doing it anyways. And they can't, like,
Yeah, true.
it's like blackmail.
Yeah, no, the idea, like all the ideas presented in this movie feel like in the search engine realm, it feels very much possible. It's just the only thing that's barring it is just privacy laws that we have here. Whereas like if there were no laws, this stuff is already plausible. Like in China, they can do some crazy facial recognition shit on the streets.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Isn't it like
Because they don't have.
at an Amazon like store? I'm pretty sure they have Amazon stores. You just walk in, it like scans your like face or your credit card or your phone or something, and you just pick up all the items that you want and you walk out, and then it tells your phone basically what you just bought, and then it charges you later. Like you don't have to check out. You just walk out of the store.
That's like Minority Report, eye recognition.
Yeah.
Eye recognition.
Yeah, it's crazy because kind of along the lines of the realism of it. Like I remember, I think it literally might have been just after I finished watching the movie. I went upstairs, and my parents were watching a documentary. My parents were watching a documentary about like, I forget what the company was, but you guys might know. Like, but it was like for the election, they like looked at people's like profiles so they could like rig like their support for like votes and stuff like that. But it was like it was illegal. Like they literally like got like Facebook's like stuff. I remember, but it was like right after I'd watched it, and I was like, wow, like that guy talking about like the search engines and all that. Like someone like this company did this for like the 2016 election, and it like worked. Like they actually like got like away with it at first, and then. So, but it was the same kind of thing, like getting that personal information, like they should not have. So, Anyway, yeah.
Also,
do you guys like the comedy parts of it too?
Yeah.
There were some jokes here and there that I dug. Oscar Isaac delivers everything perfectly.
Yeah.
All the like quoting moments, like when he's like, "Oh, I gotta write that." Like his works were just. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, I couldn't relate enough to the main character, and he just seemed like a simp on the outside of him, and it's just like, I don't know.
He was mega simping.
My favorite,
Welcome to Simp Nation.
My favorite line that Oscar Isaac spits out. He's like, "What's your type?" And Mans is like, he's like, "Let's just say black chicks."
Oh yeah, there is funny stuff like that.
It was just so funny. I was like, "Wait, what the heck?" It just takes like this turn. It's like, wow, that's hilarious. I did not expect him to say anything in that realm.
Simp.
Yo, cowabunga, man.
Oh wait, you know what? I wanna talk about. Well, we can all go through and talk about our favorite scenes. I mean, I'm choosing a scene that's quite widely regarded as many people's favorite scenes in this movie, but easily my favorite scene in the movie is the dance scene in the red room when they're busting a move. Shit's so good.
The dancing is good too. Like the choreography is nice. Scene. He's like
like that shit was so funny to me. He's like, yeah, and she's good to dance. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I know, that was wild.
I love that switch.
Oh my god, the scene where he's like trying to get him to drink on like day 7 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Or day 6, and he's like trying so hard, and I felt like you can feel the awkwardness like the whole time. Like in the whole movie, I think you can feel just this guy's awkwardness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, like how is he not picking up on his awkwardness? But then you realize the whole time he was, and he didn't really care. So I thought it was cool. I thought that's why I liked his performance, the main character, because he was just so awkward, and I think that's what the role needed. And it just needed like this like kind of like nerdy tech guy that had this I guess rebellious side to him as well.
Well, and he had to be lonely. Like, I feel like that's the main. Like, he had to just be able to be completely emotionally manipulated by this AI.
Yeah,
and, like,
he had to be
Yeah.
simp-worthy, to say the
Vulnerable.
least.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yo.
That
Sorry.
was pretty cool.
Had to bust out that AI magic.
Wait, so favorite scene,
Right.
Brendan, was what is it?
I really like well, first of all, when she gets outside and she's wearing her like white dress. I think that was
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was cool.
I love that so much. And I also really dug I think it happens multiple times in the movie, but when they're talking about I think it was Mary in the black and white room or something. And they're talking about that, and it's just cutting back and forth to her like laying down in her room, and it's in black and white. I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like that concept. How they just talk about that. I just want to mention that. It was cool, like imagining like him describing the. I thought it was a little redundant sometimes. They would just always like talk about like, you know, scientific stuff, but then we talk about like the color thing, like how you know what a color is, but like you never like seen it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, who else? Oh shoot.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
What's wait, Brendan, did you say your favorite?
You know my favorite scene, the dance scene.
Oh, the dance one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that shit's so good.
Cam and Mason, what about you guys?
Cam, you wanna go?
Yeah, sure. Actually, whoa, Yankee! No, okay.
What?
Man,
Okay, so I like the scene. Actually, Michael was talking about in the beginning where
Corona.
COVID. Michael, you were talking about like how the main character is like trapped in the glass at the end.
Yeah.
And like it was like, damn, he really he simped.
He really
simped a bit too hard. And
took a little sip of that simp, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
But at that point, like, wow, like this movie is over. Like, he fucked up. And yeah, just like everything that leads up to that, I guess.
I think that's my
Pretty
favorite
neat.
too. And then like when she's walking outside, I think it's cool too. Like I remember feeling like whoa. I've said that about every single thing in this movie. It's like I feel like every time I say it's cool, I was like, whoa, like whatever. Screw it.
Her stepping outside is because the movie's actually pretty effective in creating a claustrophobic environment. It's very freeing when you go outside with them. I thought that was pretty well done.
And that one shot, like with the shadows coming up, and you see her shadow just standing there, that was great. But besides that, the scene where he looks through the camera footage and he sees like the robots like beating on the wall, dude, that shit was so scary. Like my heart was just sinking the first time I saw that. Like when you realize this is like so much worse than you thought. And that shit was oh, and it's like, here's the thing, is it okay to experiment on robots like that? Like, because they're not human, but they are. So like, at what point is it okay to just be creating and tossing them away? Like, it's just, that was just really interesting.
Scary stuff.
Yeah. I think it was the last scene that was talking about Mary in the black and white room. And then it talks about like how the human is when she walks outside of this room. And I think it referenced that when she, what's her name? Ava, when she walks outside and it's in color. And I thought that was really neat.
Have y'all seen Garland's other film, Annihilation?
Oh, yes.
I haven't.
I think wait, that's the one with Amy Adams?
Nah, that's Arrival. Natalie Portman's in.
Oh, no.
Dude.
Because Oscar Isaac is in Annihilation, right?
Is he?
Or is he in Arrival?
He's not in Arrival. I don't know if he's in Annihilation. Annihilation's good stuff.
With that ending, we're not going to talk about it, but like,
I think I'm very happy that personally I like Annihilation a little more than this movie, because the reason I'm happy about that is the fact that it shows that to me personally, Alex Garland is improving as a filmmaker. Because he's always been a great writer. Like, he wrote the script of 28 Days Later and stuff. But, like, as a filmmaker, Annihilation shows some big ups, in my opinion. But then again, the majority of people say Ex Machina is better, so who am I to say?
I'm torn. I don't
Who's
know.
to say?
But Oscar Isaac is in it. I just checked, so you're right, Ken. I don't know who he is.
We,
Pretty sure he plays Natalie Portman's husband.
How long until we get to his estates? We've been flying over him for the past 2 hours.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good moment. I feel like when I was talking about how they could build the atmosphere in the beginning, I also think maybe an issue with that is budgetary wise. Like, to get those helicopter shots, it probably cost them a shit ton on a low budget.
One and done. Literally, I think it was just like, I just land the helicopter and just try not to die.
Kobe style.
Y'all want to talk about A24 before we wrap up this Ex Machina edition of the podcast?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm loving A24. Like, not to be that film student or anything, but I think they're doing some great stuff. I'm not saying that their movies are the best pieces of cinema ever made. I'm not going that far, but a lot of their movies are like future classic bound because
they're recent. Like, they're so recent.
They're so good. I know.
Working for like, past decade, if not even.
Yeah, it's like it goes to show how much you can do when you give your filmmakers creative freedom. I think that's what it boils down to, because they give like moderate. They're bringing back the age of moderate budget or modest budget filmmaking, which was huge when like movies like Pulp Fiction were coming out and Kill Bill. Like, you don't get there was this time in like from 2005 to whatever, or like 2010 and bit, where there was nothing big coming out that was like a decent sized budget where you could see it in theaters. Like, there was nothing good coming out unless it was filmed by one of those big heavies like Nolan or Scorsese. But now, like, you're getting all these great young filmmakers like Barry Jenkins or the Safdie brothers, and giving them creative freedom to make these awesome movies. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up.
So good. I agree. They're like almost opening up a realm for the younger kids, and it's like the MLB is like up there, or the NFL, I guess, if you want to go into that after this, Cam, is almost like that's almost like the Tarantino, Scorsese realm. And then there's Alex Garland. Well, I guess he's more well known too, but like Safdie brothers and Barry Jenkins, they're like all relatively newer, and I think it's opening up for more, I guess, younger film students or just filmmakers to show their work at a higher level.
Mason, I know you're a big A24 guy, so let's hear what you got to say.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm just saying, like, last year, dude, they, like, for me, my top charts were dominated by.
They killed it last year.
I know. And then this year, dude, I was saddened to see that The Green Knight was no longer, premiering at Southwest.
Yeah.
We have Saint Maud, Minari, which I saw early at a test screening. Pretty good, but I'm not going to say more. Dude, I don't know.
I was so looking forward to Green Knight because I love A Ghost Story. I think that's amazing film.
Ghost Story.
And
if you want to think about life and your purpose, that's the movie to watch.
I love that film. And David Lowery, he also actually made the smaller movie that many people didn't see, Old Man and the Gun, that came out. Dude, it was a really pleasant film. It was just a nice movie. I very much enjoyed myself watching it. But we're saying some more things.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Going to the community. I know we wanted to talk about the community. Like, a lot of people now, at this point, I feel like it's becoming like, oh, A24 is becoming like the mainstream like film school, like, oh, everyone likes A24. But I hope it doesn't become uncool, because like I feel like they're from their aesthetic to their like like if you listen to their podcast, they talk to a lot of
their podcast is great
about, you know, the set experience, and it just seems like they're really appreciating, like, as you're saying, the freedom, but also just, I don't know, the vibe of the sets and everything. They just really, I don't know, it seems like a great time, and like just hearing those stories is really inspirational.
I think we talked about that before, like being afraid of A24 being almost like this Disney.
All right, they got a long way to go.
They'll never get there.
Yeah,
because they lose their whole fan base is built on people that appreciate original cinema. So again, Disney was too shit.
Oh.
Wait, no, not the animated remake of Moonlight.
Oh my god!
Wait for the animated.
That's what our grandchildren will be watching.
Yo,
but, hey, Grandpa, you ever hear this movie Moonlight?
Yeah,
hey,
no,
Grandpa.
I do that negative stigma on A24 fan base. Like, there's so I hear it all the time when like in the comment section stuff. They're like, A24 fanboy, and like, don't get me wrong. As I'm saying, there's so many other movies out there, but A24 is a really special thing because so many people I know who would have never even thought once about filmmaking as an art form are really appreciating like young auteurs and their cinema because of A24. Like, a lot of young filmmakers are getting into it. I'm not saying that A24 is like the end all be all, but it's a good like gateway drug, if you will, into a whole world of independent cinema that people might not have seen. So it's very important that we support A24 movies.
Like all my top movies are, I would say, maybe a little under 50% A24, like top 10. Like there's like probably 4 or 5 movies that are all A24s that are like my favorite movies as of now. So I think it's really cool to just know that. And I don't even really look at it like, oh, they're A24, that's why I like them. I just appreciate them more so than some other like classics that maybe other people would like. But I look, I guess, for different things. What?
I love the classics.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, but do you guys like? Oh wait, sorry, Mason. Were you gonna?
No.
Oh, I was gonna just ask about like I don't think I remember even talking about A24 until like last year. Like when did they come into play with like distribution and stuff? Like you know like in the 80s.
They started
or
distribution in 2012.
Oh
no, 2012.
Oh, that's so. Oh, okay, that's
it was a huge rise.
Yeah,
wow.
No,
that's like really new.
Yeah, no, they started with like smaller stuff like Spring Breakers and stuff like that. And then
I like that.
I haven't seen Spring Breakers, but I loved Harmony Korine's Beach Bum. I think that movie's fantastic. So who knows what I'll think of Spring Breakers? Maybe we'll talk about that one of these days. But so they started with movies like that, but then they had Under the Skin and some movies like that. And then all of a sudden, like, I think Ex Machina was one of the first, but then 2016, I think, was like when Moonlight dropped and shit.
That was
everyone's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, hold up. What's going on?
And then 2017, 2018, huge years. And last year, oh my God. Dude, The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems. Like, no matter what, even if you don't like a lot of A24 movies, there's minimum like 2 or 3 that you love.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they also maintain like a sort of thematic aesthetic.
They do. Yeah.
Like even if they're not involved with production, even they're just distributed ones, they select these films that have certain atmosphere that like, I'm not saying I like all of them, but on the whole, it just seems like they have a very good taste, even if they're not produced.
Like knowing, like, for example, like Lighthouse and like Midsommar, like, tell me they're from the same, like, to me, like that kind of atmosphere where like you end up kind of wondering like, where am I? Like that kind of thing. I feel like it gives you that.
Yeah, no,
Even with those two movies, like,
for me,
you really like are thrown. Like, yeah.
For me, when I think about the fact that like the same distribution company in like 2 years pumped out 8th Grade, but then also threw in Uncut Gems, it's like it's not like they're making the same movies over and over. They're very, very different styles.
They are, yeah.
Was 2017? Wait, is Good Time a A24 movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say 2017, and do you think the Safdie brothers are gonna stick with A24 for like the majority of their reign?
Depends. I just think it's whoever will fund their movies and give them a good budget.
True.
Do y'all have a favorite director who came like out of the A24 generation, if you will?
Yes.
Oh shoot, which one?
We're gonna have to go with. Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna say Eggers, but also Astor. Just both Eggers and Astor. Like, I'm just so excited for it because Eggers was shooting The Northman.
Oh yeah, his Viking movie.
Yeah, dude, and it just got. I mean, obviously with the Corona time, but anyway, both of them, dude. Holy shit! Just like anything they make, I'm there.
Oh yeah. Garahan, Croft, Brendan, any of you guys have any? If you need me to list some, there's like Barry Jenkins, the Safdie brothers, Eggers, Ari Aster, Bo Burnham.
I dug Moonlight a lot when it first came out. I remember that being one of my favorites. I think I definitely like La La Land more, but I forget what the debate was where I stood on that debate.
Oscars or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll get Seton Joe.
Yeah.
I think I did like La La Land more, but I definitely like him, and I also liked Safdie brothers a lot after I saw Good Time and Uncut.
Yeah, I was gonna say Safdie brothers because I had never even like heard of them before. Yeah. But then I saw Uncut and I was like, holy crap! And then Good Time and I was like, wow, okay, that I really want to see what else they've done and stuff. But I mean, really, I haven't seen many other movies by the other directors that you guys have listed. Like, I mean, Eggers
did The Witch and The Lighthouse.
That's false. I did see The Witch, actually. I remember the we talked about that on here. Never mind, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, definitely him, though, too.
I like them a lot, yeah.
I feel like for me, I'm not knowledgeable enough to like make a definitive favorite director. So it's tough for me to say. I still need to see Good Time, but
it's a good time.
I don't know. It's a good Moonlight's pretty sexy.
Yeah, Barry Jenkins, he's good stuff. It's between Eggers and the Safdie brothers because like when it comes to who's like way of writing and way of filmmaking has like sparked the most inspiration and like excitement for filmmaking to me, it's definitely the Safdie brothers. Like whenever I watch their movies, I'm like, shit, I gotta pick up a camera right now, or I gotta start writing some F-bombs in my script right now.
I have to write a drug deal and a bank robbery in mine.
Yeah.
But dude, Eggers, like The Lighthouse is a stone cold masterpiece.
Wait, okay, who hasn't seen it here?
Oh,
okay.
You can spoil that.
It is on Prime. Please.
Yeah, it is on Prime.
It's on Prime.
Oh, okay. That's
I had no idea.
Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sweet.
Dude, that movie's a masterpiece. I can't even begin to think about how someone could write something like that.
Yeah, I remember when we first watched the trailers, bro, we were like, is this real? Like, how is, like, this, we're going to get this gift soon. Like, and it was like, oh my gosh.
There was just that moment of time. It's like, wow, all these movies these fantastic films are coming out at one time. I'm like, holy crap, I have so much to catch up on. And I'm so glad that I could fill myself with all of those because that sounded really weird. I'm so glad that I could watch all of them.
There's a lot of good independent studios on the up and coming though. So for anyone that likes A24, be sure to also watch some movies coming out from Neon and Annapurna. Yup. Dude, Neon might have had a bigger year than A24 technically, just because of Parasite and Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yes,
like
let's talk Portrait of a Lady. Very good. Yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
I got to that late.
Also,
it was great.
I'm pretty sure they also did The Beach Bum, and I fucking love The Beach Bum. Neon, Annapurna. If you want to go back to the 90s, you can see some of the stuff Miramax did, but we don't like them as much anymore just because of Big Harvey. But their movies were great. But yeah, so there's great movies out there for anyone saying there's nothing good out nowadays. There's great movies out there. Sometimes you just gotta search a little.
Yeah.
And speaking of some great movies out there, I got a recommendation for our next episode.
Oh.
And other than Mike, who's seen like half of this movie, this one I don't know if any of you have seen. It's a very famous movie, so this will be a good one to dock off your watch list. It's Michael Mann's Heat.
Oh.
Oh yes, I've always wanted to see it. Let's do it.
Val Kilmer?
Yes, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino on screen together for the first time.
I read that book
Wow.
for no.
Oh my! I know who you're talking about.
It's-
Mike Lupica? No, I'm kidding.
To say the least, it's an epic. To say
Awesome.
the least.
Nice.
Is it on
Where
Prime?
can we find this?
It is not on Prime, but
We'll
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I'll go pirate mode on this one.
Yep.
So chill with that shit. You know what? Next episode, we're going to talk about movie piracy. All right? 'Cause I have very strong feelings against movie piracy.
Oh.
To put it in the simplest terms, like, what's the difference between running into a Best Buy and swiping a Blu-ray off the shelf and running out of the store versus just pirating a movie?
There's security and people watching you.
Exactly. People, when all of a sudden, when people aren't at risk, they become thieves. But I'll save that for next week.
Speaking of,
Let's have Mike finish off real
no,
quick.
it's okay.
before
Wait, no, that'd be funny to end there. But I was gonna say, speaking of movie piracy, Heat full movie English, 2 hours and 40 minutes is on YouTube.
The movie's 2 hours 55 minutes.
Oh, well, then it's not the full movie.
Damn.
That we talked about A24 on the 24th of April.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Oh my god. It's not like this is a staged reaction. Holy shit.
Not at all like that. Holy crap.
Bro.
What?
It's like A20.
It's like A20.
Because the April starts with an
I'm out after that.